Right, so inside of studentdrawer.js or studentdrawerform.js, let's go ahead and import. So here I'm going to say import, and then I want to say add and then new student from client right here. Now what we're going to do is the following. So inside on this method, so on finish, so here let's just say console.log, and then basically we want to log this. So that, paste that. So this is the actual JSON. Now we're going to use our new method. So say add new student, and then here, so let me actually just show you. So let me just comment this for a second. And if I save this, let's just go back in here. And all right, so we have an error, and this is because, yes, of course. So we need to put this after all the imports. So that variable, and there we go. So now this should fix the issue. There we go. If I right click, inspect, and let me just quickly go to the console in here. And if I zoom in, so here, add new student, I'm going to say some gibberish there. And here, I'm going to submit. You can see that we have this JSON. So this is cool, right? So we're just going to take that and then send it to our method. So here, let's go ahead and just say add new student, and then pass the values. But what you need to be careful is, so this will work, but as soon as we have, so if we have an error in here, so let me just remove that, for example. And if I basically delete, so clear the console and then submit, you can see that the values is now a nested object, right? So here I'm going to say okay. And basically it's actually triggering this unfinished failed. So basically we can rely that this will only contain the student. So here we can even say this is student, and then student, and then student. And to be honest, this is all. So now this is a promise. So here I'm going to say dot and then, and inside for now, I'm just going to say console.log and then student and then added. And if we have an error, I'm going to say dot and then catch. And this will be the error. So I'm going to say error for error. And then here, I'm going to also log the error. So, oops. So just like that, console.log and then error. And if I indent things, and indentation is kind of weird in here, but this catch should actually be like that. And I think this looks better. So now let's actually save this and then go back to our web browser and make sure that the backend is up and running. So also the database, everything is up and running. And if I say add new student, so let me just put this a bit smaller. Now I'm going to say hello. Oh, actually, let's just say Carlos, for example, and then carlos@gmail.com, and then mail. Let me just clear the console, submit, and check this out. This worked. So you can see that we have Carlos and then student added. So if I collapse this and then close this form, now I'm going to refresh. You can see that we have Carlos in here. So good job. Now what we want is actually to refresh the page, or to actually make a call to get all the students instead of refreshing. And also let's add a notification so that we are aware that things have worked. Also, we could actually add a progress bar here, for example. So let me just add some gibberish there, submit. And you can see that this basically doesn't give us any feedback, right? But this worked. And if I reload, you can see that we have the data here. So let's improve our form in the next video.